Hello ladies and gentlemen, Xcentura here, and welcome back to another video. Now I hope all of you are doing well, because I am as always. And in this video, we're going to be doing the Infinite Flight review of 2022. Now that's right, it is about that time where we give the mobile flight simulator a cheeky little review to see how it's doing, what we think of it this year, and just a general Infinite Flight review on how good the mobile flight simulator is going into 2023. Now, I know it's still early in December, and there is still possibilities for a few more updates to come out. Okay, so I know that is still a possibility, and I know we may get that E190 that you can see right now. We may get that reworked. Okay, so again, that is still a possibility, and we still also may get the Challenger 350, but we're going to pretend that we haven't so far. Now, I think I'm going to use the 8020 for the first example here, and we're just going to see about the current quality of good aircraft in Infinite Flight, and that is a great loading screen we got there right now. That is amazing. Now, also just a quick fact, guys, most of you watching this aren't actually subscribed yet, so if you're new here, please do subscribe, because like all the support we're getting does mean a lot, and I'm really hoping we can push towards 5,000 subscribers as soon as possible, because it's very, like, it does mean a lot to me. It's very important that we keep growing as a great family. Now, you can see here that on the exterior, most aircraft in Infinite Flight do look very good. Now, of course, this aircraft did come in 2021, which is not the current year we're looking at in Infinite Flight. But I'm just giving you an idea of what most of the great aircraft here that are being reworked look like in Infinite Flight. And you can see from an exterior point of view, this aircraft is phenomenal, and it's probably one of the finest bits of work Infinite Flight have ever done. Now, not only does it have that, it's got an amazing interior cabin here, which looks phenomenal. All of these things got little TVs on the back of the chairs, and then you can come in here into the cockpit, which again, if we quickly just quick start the aircraft, it has a live working cockpit again, which is again another great cockpit, and you did see the aircraft there move by accident. And just in general, the aircraft is amazing. Now, Infinite Flight have really stepped up their game in the past 2 years, I want to say, with quality of aircraft. And just a cheeky example here is that you can now literally pretty much land, like 2-3 years ago, it wasn't very possible to fly aircraft without using the HUD mode. I mean, I'm not very good at flying without HUD here, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a little go here. Like I said, I'm not really too good at that, flying without HUD, but we have managed to land, not too well, but we have landed. And then you can see also the reverse gear on the aircraft. So in general, the aircraft quality on Infinite Flight is very good. Now, let me show you guys what actually came in 2022. So these are the, in a whole year, you tend to expect 2, maybe 3 updates. And it does appear, in terms of new aircraft, as far as I'm aware, we did actually have to wait until like October time, or no, maybe it was August time for our first update, which is where we got the F-18. Now, the F-18 was previously in Infinite Flight, but it was at a much worse quality, and if I'm correct, we waited all the way until August for that to come. So although that is not to say there were not updates during the first 6 months of the year, there were obviously other stuff that went on around the flight simulator. And of course, this has a live cockpit. Okay, it was a very hyped aircraft. I don't see it being used as much at the moment, but it was a very hyped up aircraft, and it is a very cool looking aircraft. Now, you can also see here we've got the afterburners, which you can normally see glowing, which is going to casually fly through the building and turn the time to night time, and you'll be able to see the afterburners much more clearly there. So they look very cool, and that. So we've got the afterburners all working very well. Now we're just gonna casually roll into the hangar, which is probably not what we want to happen. So we did get that, the F-18, which is a great looking aircraft. But one of the most hyped updates was indeed the E175 update, and I felt like we were waiting for years for this aircraft to come out in Infinite Flight. And thankfully, with the E175 update, it's made work on the E190, which is currently being reworked as I'm recording this, and I believe it's in beta testing, I want to say right now, which means it will probably be out by the end of the year. So that's a good thing to be thinking about. Hopefully we'll be getting that update very soon. So we will go on to noon. Now, this aircraft, of course, came out in 2022, like many of you know, and it was a great aircraft for Infinite Flight. Now, you can see here the lovely little interior cabin here on the E175. It's a class little aircraft, of top quality and everything. So you can get in here, and then in the interior cabin, just look at that. It's a lovely cockpit. Up there with the A220 cockpit, which I showed you. So we're going to go on auto start again, and we should just look at the quality of that cockpit. And again, another really high-tech, great quality aircraft, and it does look amazing. So Infant Flight have really stepped up their game. Now, in general, for Infant Flight Review, there is also the online service for pro subscribers. Of course, and the training server has ATC sometimes. However, ATC can tend to be inconsistent on the training server, whereas expert server, of course, we got a very consistent, trained, with inverted speech words, trained air traffic control, which is basically people who do like an online quiz or something to make sure they can do ATC, and they do like a few training stuff with IFATC. So it's technically like a little organization within Infinite Flight. And then, of course, casual server, where you can just mess about and do whatever you want, pretty much. There's like no limits on casual server. It's basically a free-for-all. I suppose is the easy way to put that. So, you know, when we're thinking about Infant Flight as a whole in the year, it's had a very, very good year. You know, with the final release of an Embraer aircraft of up to good quality, like that A220, like I showed you all. And then, of course, we have the F-18 rework come out as well, and of course there have been many new livery additions to aircraft in Infinite Flight. I'll try and find one if I can remember. I'm pretty sure TAM, well, that was 2019. Oh dear. Well, there were quite a few new liveries which did come to some aircraft, not that I can remember what aircraft got them. Like Varigavid came out in 2020, so I'm not too sure some of these new liveries actually now, so it's kind of embarrassing. I think this one came out this year perhaps, but there were definitely a few new liveries which came out. Vistara, that was new this year, that new livery on the 787. So there are, again, like I said, there were many of new liveries on some of these aircraft. None were in the 787-10, but there were, like I said, lots of new great liveries. So again, another great thing that we got in Infant Flight, we got the Druk Air, I believe, actually, on the A3, it might even be the A319. That came out this year, this livery, I believe, on an aircraft. Came out the E175 rework, I want to say. So again, we got new liveries on different aircraft. So not only are new aircraft updated and reworked, we got new liveries on currently used aircraft in Infinite Flight. And I can't really think of many others. Maybe the Swiss livery, no, that didn't come out. But CityLink, that again was another new livery, I believe, to come out this year with the A330. 900 Neo, which came out in 2021. So I think all in all, 2022 was a great year for Infant Flight. It wasn't as good as 2021 because, of course, 2021 saw the addition of the A220. It saw the addition of the A330 Neo. It saw the, I believe, was it the rework again of the A330-300. So quite a lot happened in that year, 2021. And then 2020, of course, saw the 777 and the 737 rework. So maybe Infant Flight, I don't know whether it's kept up with the previous few years. But again, we also had the addition of 3D airports. Now, I don't think it was this year. That again was a 2021 edition. But 3D airports have certainly been upgraded. The way the map's laid out as well. You know, we got like the way they're properly laid out is much better than it used to be. So again, another great bonus here for Infinite Flight. So we're thinking there's more than just aircraft additions to Infinite Flight. They've made a few community growths as well. I think they might have 1 or 2 new members on the team. But yeah, I mean, we did see the end of Friday Night Flights this year, or I think it might have been last year. But I'm very sad that Friday Night Flight no longer exists. Maybe we'll have to bring back our own. So you can join my Discord server if anyone's interested. Maybe we'll start up our own Friday Night Flight adventures. So you can see here, we've got the lovely little E175, and then we got the cool maps with the taxiways. I'm pretty sure that came out this year as well. So if you did enjoy this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, and if you're new and you actually, you know, made it this far in the video, please do consider subscribing, because it does mean a lot. Okay, all of the support we're getting, and we're really trying to go as fast as we can. So if you did enjoy the video, you know, like, subscribe again, and yeah, I'll see you all in my next video. Good night.